Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? So one of the things that stood out to me when we were watching the 1.5 live stream last week was the housing system. Now, we knew the housing system was going to come in, but what I really wanted to know is what is the purpose of the housing system? Because when we were watching on stream, to me, it looked like it was just a bunch of cosmetic stuff. And if that was the case, my real concern was like, well, why is this being added in? Is this just kind of like another like mobile feature that doesn't really add a lot of depth? It's just kind of there to keep people busy, or are they eventually going to add features, but just this is kind of like the first round of the housing system, and then through, you know, upcoming patches, they're going to go ahead and fill out the whole housing system and give it a little bit more depth. It seems that it's a little bit of both, but there is an aspect that I think is going to change how Genshin Impact works for the most part, especially for those of you guys who don't pay for refreshes. There's going to be a lot here for you guys. Let's head right over. There was a developer discussion back on the 17th. This article is a couple days old, and I want to go ahead and read through it with you guys because there is some interesting stuff here. So the first question, how can I obtain materials or furnishings? And this is really, you know, you're going to be doing more collecting. So Paimon has done the homework. Travelers can obtain materials for making furnishings by cutting down trees, collecting ore or items in Tevat. For example, you can obtain wood for making furnishings by cutting down trees. Also, you can obtain furnishings or furnishing materials by increasing Teapot Spirit Trust rank or redeem them at the Realm Depot or Teapot Traveling Salesman. Now, basically, the Teapot Trust rank, as I understand it, is just like another statue, just like the tree in Dragonspine. It's basically just another level up mechanic that basically you're going to be increasing, getting new, I believe it's new like blueprints. I forgot what the actual word is that they're using. Well, furnishings, I guess. But basically you're going to be able to level that up, and it's also going to increase the speed at which you get back currency to level up things or to buy things in your housing, as far as I understand it now. Can I grow vegetables or flowers in Serendip? When the developers first started designing the Serendip, they'd already planned to have a gardening system, and who doesn't love gardening? Although the gardening system is proved to be a bit more complex than they would like. So let's give the dev team some more time to polish it. The gardening system is not yet available in version 1.5, but after a proper amount of development time and testing, it very soon will be online for all travelers. So this is kind of, you know, to the point that I was anticipating, is that this is kind of like version 1 of the housing system. Obviously, not all the features they intend to put out are going to be included in 1.5. So this is just kind of the tester, the feeler, to get you used to using this new mechanic rather than just throwing a bunch of stuff at you. And it also kind of fits the theory that I've had that MiHoYo was not prepared for the success of this game. Now, maybe they were prepared. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were prepared, but it does feel like a lot of these features are just a little, like a tad behind, and feels like they're still trying to play catch up. That's just my own personal theory, but it kind of fits with here. So for question 3, when gardening is available, what can I get from growing plants in Serendip? Can I get Mora, Resin, or Primo Gems? Of course, because that's what everybody is short on. And the answer is no. Mora doesn't exactly grow on trees, as Paimon says. At the Realm Treasures, travelers can exchange for things like Mora or Hero's Wits. Very cool. So now we have an alternate for ley lines. That's really cool. That's really nice, especially for players who need to spend more of the resin on, you know, talent domains, world bosses, artifact domains, weapon and ascension material domains. Like, all that stuff takes resin. And if you're also doing ley lines, that's a big tax new resin. So now you have a way that daily you can kind of go in and get Mora and Hero's Wits. Paimon has seen some new things like Sanctifying Essence and Sanctifying Unction, which can be used to upgrade artifacts. In addition, you can also get a new kind of resin through Realm Treasures. This new resin has the same functionality as the existing resin, only that it will decompose with time. Travelers, don't forget to use them in time. This is the point that could potentially change a lot of people's opinions on Genshin for the better. This is huge. So people have been asking for a resin change. Now, they're not changing the time at which resin responds. You know, we still got 8 minutes between resin refreshes, but they are changing ways that you can get resin. Now, this is also kind of a little tactic that mobile games and these gacha games use, is that they try and get you coming back into the game. So you're going to want to come back so that way you don't burn off all your materials. But basically you're going to be able to buy stuff. It's going to work exactly like fragile resin from what I understand. You're basically going to be able to buy this. The decomposing time, basically, it's just so that you can't stack this up. So we do have a little article here from Game 8, and basically it says just that you're going to be able to buy from Tubby here, and basically it's a really fuzzy image, but you know, I mean, this is fragile resin, obviously it's not their new resin, but it's going to work just like it. So we're assuming that it's probably going to be either 20, 40, or 60 resin increments. But basically, you're going to be able to buy it through one of these shops. Now, one of the things that I haven't seen yet specifically is this Realm Treasures. I'm not exactly clear on if that's the currency that you get over time with your housing system, or if that's a different shop entirely. If someone does know, please let me know down in the comment section below. I have been looking into this housing system, but that's one thing that has kind of slipped my mind. The other thing that is super, super important here is the Sanctifying Essence and Sanctifying Unction. Basically, these are going to be new ways to upgrade your artifacts. A big issue that a lot of people are having is that they get the artifacts, but then you need all the fodder for the artifacts, and some of those artifacts are also going to be good while you're farming, so it's kind of tough there. So basically, the way that these are going to work is basically the same as Mystic Enhancement Ore, how that works now. So if you're upgrading a weapon, you can either feed another weapon, or you can feed this ore for a smaller amount of experience, but you can obviously feed more into them. This is basically exactly how this is going to work. So to level up artifacts, you now use some of this essence or the unction, and you can level up your artifacts that way. So that way you don't have to go and grind for the artifacts as fodder. Another way to reduce the need of resin you need on a daily basis. A super nice change. Hopefully you don't have to grind your mind out in order to get a good number of these, but it is something that on the daily, as long as it's kind of just time based and it's not, you know, money based or anything like that, you should be able to get more of these, and it will help out those free-to-play players just grind up a little bit more, a little bit faster, a little bit more efficiently. Question 4, can characters that I own be stationed in my abode? Paimon knows the answer to this question. Paimon has seen it on the developer's notes. In version 1.6, the characters owned by travelers can also be stationed in Serendip Pot. Paimon wants a room too. So in 1.5, we won't be able to add the characters we have to our house and see them walking around. I'd still like to see the characters added to the overworld, but adding it to your own house is a nice in-between. Hopefully they can get to adding them in the overworld soon. Question 5, can I interact with the furnishings in Serendip Pot? Can I recover HP? I know a lot of people have been thinking maybe this is kind of a workaround as the statues of the 7, you know, sometimes they can't heal you for as much as you need. Well, Paimon has seen a lot of exquisite furnishings in Serendip Pot, but Paimon doesn't think Paimon can interact with any of them. The dev team is still working on furnishing interactions. Let's leave the HP recovery to the statue of the 7. So there we go. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to lie in our beds, sit in our chairs, at least for the time being. Again, those are features that will be coming. I'm surprised that's not like the first round of things that they're including, but hey, you know, that's a very small thing to ask for, just to have us sitting on benches, something that's already in the game. But anyway, like it doesn't really matter. That's completely beside the point. Can I custom make my own furnishings? Well, in the custom version, there are already over 200 furnishings that you can place. In future versions, types and styles of furnishings will continue to be added. Paimon will pass on your request for custom furnishings to the dev team. I have a feeling that probably won't be coming for a while, and if it does, it'll more just be like skins that you can add to your already your pieces, basically. So you'll have a chair and then you can add a skin to that chair. It's not going to be like you can create your own custom furniture. Again, for people who are really excited about the housing system, you may be upset to find that out, but with over 200 furnishings that you can place, and of course they're going to be adding more. These are probably going to be like event rewards, stuff like that, maybe even daily stuff. I have no idea what they're working with this, but I would assume that they're going to be putting more time into this, especially hearing about the resin, about the artifact material, the essence. You know, I think they're going to look to put more backing behind this housing system and have it be a more mainstay in the game. Last question is, can I send furnishings as gifts to my friends? Paimon will let the dev team know about your request for gifting as well, although at present you can't send furnishings as gifts. Travelers can visit their friends' realms, or you can invite your friends to visit yours. During the weekends, Teapot Traveling Salesman will bring unique furnishings to every traveler. Go visit your friends' realms, maybe you can exchange for some new furnishings. So that is kind of cool. I was kind of wondering the reason why you would want to go to your friends' Serendip Pot. Now, obviously, because people want to be social and you want to check out your friend's house, what they're doing. but was there any functionality? And it looks like there will be a little bit of functionality. I kind of wonder how unique they're going to be. Obviously, they said there's only 200 furnishings, so I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit similar to the event we have going on now, where you can kind of go up to him and he'll probably have like one of 7 different variations of furnishings, and maybe, you know, he doesn't have the one that you want in your world, so you hop over to your friends, maybe they have it, and you can kind of hop worlds to see what you want and get, you know, 1 or 2 furnishings. That's how I would assume it's going to work out. And lastly, they're closing here. The Serendip system you'll experience in version 1.5 is just the beginning. Many functions and contents are not yet available. We understand that there's still a gap between the current version and your expectation in terms of building, placing, and interaction. We're working on them. The dev team is further optimizing the guidance and user-friendliness of the system. Meanwhile, we're also developing more gameplay such as gardening. Serendip is a brand new system separated from the world exploration, combats, or stages. We hope to bring travelers a more free and leisurely way of gameplay and to provide you with a unique space during your journey in Teyvat, which completely belongs to you alone. After the version 1.5 update, please give us your feedback and suggestions. These will be very important to push us to optimize the system. Only with the help of all of our travelers can the Serendip system and its subsequent gameplays be moved towards perfection. We hope that Serendip will bring you more enjoyment to our game in the future. So you heard it there. This is not a final version. This is a stage 1 to this whole system they're implementing, which, you know what? I'm okay with that. I've kind of been saying this whole time that this game just feels like right now it's a lot of stage 1s. It's a lot of the first versions, and we haven't gotten to that ultimate form of Genshin Impact yet. I have a feeling once we start closing in on that 1-year point, that's when we're gonna start to feel what Genshin is going to look like in the future. Right now, it almost just feels like a late stage beta. There's not a lot of like functionality or features, and a lot of things are just kind of disjointed, and it looks like they're looking to fix that up now. We're starting to get to that point where things are looking a little bit more solidified, a little bit more cohesive, and more of these systems are starting to kind of click into place. So hopefully you guys are really going to be digging this housing system, especially with the new Resin update, especially with the new artifact update. Those are easily the biggest takeaways from the system currently. If you're a free-to-play player trying to grind, or even if you're a pay-to-play player and you're trying to grind, you still just need more resources. So hopefully that'll help people. And then, of course, for the people who just want to craft a sweet, sweet house, hey, you're going to get to craft a house. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully it looks great. But guys, that's all I got for today. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this. Is this change good enough for the Resin? Or are you going to just kind of wait and see how much you can actually get? Or is this not enough? Let me know down below in the comment section. But guys, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.